So they have a roadshow, e-learning roadshow 2023. Jadi with us we have sekarang koordinator Timbalan Pengarah, okay, Dr. Salmi. Okay, e-learning center is not far from us lah, tapi dia punya kedudukan lebih tinggi dari kita lah. Alright, so orang-orang e-learning ni yang fit lah kan, tingkat 6, tingkat 5 kan. Okay, jadi mungkin without further ado, I would like to pass to Dr. Salmi to continue with the event. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hanafi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera to all. First of all, our apologies from Profong because he couldn't with us today. He had some problems with his health. So for this one, this is only a roadshow actually to inform the faculty that what are the changes happening in e-learning in UMS. So next one. This is what we will be touched upon, but I will skip because some of it is already mentioned everywhere actually. We have Profong, Cik Wazir as our Ketua Pentadbiran, Cik Alex and Cik Fazil. And for the operational, there's me as a Timbalan Pengarah, Madam Eugenia as the coordinator for MOOC and OER, and Cik Amin as coordinator for pembelajaran teradun and training. And then we have the one and only Cik Zul to help us with everything on e-learning in UMS. And then actually we have new family member and Cik Faiz. Mana Cik Faiz? Yang the youngest lah. Okay. Okay, next Zul. This is our e-learning coordinators. I think ada kan cik gambar Dr. Aiman sana. Paling handsome. So the coordinators have been helping us a lot in terms of providing feedbacks on the activities of e-learning in each and every faculty. And actually all of them are still young, so it's helped us. We have young coordinators so that they can provide feedbacks that we can enhance the function of e-learnings. Next. This is our mission and vision, but this tertakluk with our new KRA lah, but still the international level tu kan. So this is our mission and vision, but the thing is in our vision we mentioned about global standing through globalized online learning. Actually this is in line with the Malaysia blueprint. Next, Zul. Strateginya akan berubah. Next. Okay. Malaysian Education Blueprint 2015-2025, which is the KRA 9 is for globalized online learning. Okay, next. Tidak nampak what tulisan. So what is PEP doing is actually we are executing what is in the Dasar e-Pembelajaran Negara 2.0. Next. And then today in this roadshow actually we'll be sharing information on blended learning, changes in blended learning, especially in the table 4, the PTG 1, about MOOC and also about OER. Next. Wow. Okay. This is actually the statistics for the achievement of blended learning in UMS. The figures started within 2015. Before this, UMS among other universities we are below 30. Actually, then we become the bottom 3 di Malaysia. But along the way, since 2018, I think we have been moving forward, and overall for the KPI for blended learning UMS, we are achieving 97% of 100% achieving the 1732 KPIs. Next. And this is the statistics for the whole universities. But for FKI, actually, you already achieve 100% there for the second semester. So we cannot do this if each of us, of the lecturer, achieve the 1732. So congratulations for the faculty, for FKI, for achieving this. Okay, next. Ini peratus pencapaian FKI since 2017. Dia macam bursa saham juga sikit ni. But actually maybe they started from 2008, dia mesti naik tu kan. So during bila ada pusat, we memang kita fokus for to achieving the KRA lah, the 1732 requirement. So next Zul, this is the pencapaian OER. So for FKI, I think there are 52. At least they tidak kosong lah. The 52 OER that you can upload actually in the OER UMS edu.my. Next Zul. Apa ini? This is the place where you upload your OER. Next, I think this is the I don't know lah, Dr. Hanafi, is OER masih lagi dia punya point 0.25 because for OER is considered a publication.
So LPT balik ke yang 2021.
So
masih sama.
So it mean if it is the same, so it is 0.25.
Kalau yang baru tu satu tu 1 point.
Oh, I see.
Tapi mungkin tahun ni lah.
So for OER punya sources uploaded and you put it in the SMPPI, it will carry you 0.25. What kind of publication upload that you can do is like you follow the innovation punya pertandingan. You prepare a poster and then you can upload the poster here actually in the SMPPI. It is under general publication, non-index. Next, Azul, this is for MOOC. The KPI for the university for MOOC is 30. So there are few faculties have applied to offer a MOOC. So it depends actually for the faculty to decide how many MOOCs that you want to produce. But cumulatively for the university for UMS, we have to produce 30. So some of the faculty actually they have more than one MOOCs. Like FSMP have 5 MOOCs. There are the faculty or the KPI is only 1, 2. So it depends on the faculty. So the status is bukan wajib untuk setiap lecturer. So it is on the faculty punya KPI. Next. Ini apa ni? Oh, ini contoh of the MOOC in UMS, in PPIB punya subjek, but PPST punya subjek. So how to register MOOC nanti our Madam Eugenia will explain to you. Next, this is the flow chart actually, the procedure of registering MOOC. Next, and actually to help our lecturer to produce quality video for their MOOCs, we have this iStudio to help lecturers. So lecturer who are planning to do their MOOCs, they can come to PEP to record their video. So and we will help you in terms of editing the videos. You only have to prepare yourself, pakai makeup cantik-cantik. Don't wear green unless nanti akan jadi invisible man. And then kepala melubang nak. Last time saya pakai tudung, kepala berlubang.
Di mana di atas?
Ada, PEP. We have this untuk recording. And then just bring your slides, soft copy of your slides, and then we'll record you. And afterwards, all the editing done by PEP. Jadi because kita jiran kan, we can simply boleh datang tunduk pintu. Boleh datang bila-bila.
Masih guna style yang lama kan? Macam berita punya style ataupun tidak maksud?
Settingnya.
Ya,
setting. Depends macam mana mau buat. Terpulang.
Soal dulu pernah saya buat 2-3 tahun lepas, dia macam berita punya satu meja.
Tak, kita teleprompter.
We have teleprompter. Ada kerusi, bukan kerusi, yang stool kan.
Stool.
Depends on you what is your style. I remember CIO because we do a MOOC, Erasmus MOOC with him. Jadi kita rakam dia dengan gaya masuk dari tepi. Hi everybody. Very it's up to you creativity how to do it the MOOC. Yang baca berita tu memang RTM 1, RTM 2 punya style lah kan. But I think to attract more, supaya very catchy, we should provide the flexibility to the lecturer how to do it.
Pencara boleh buat dia punya video sendiri kan?
Yes.
So kita ada pencara yang handle semua dalam multimedia.
Okay, that's good. Boleh lah.
So they just upload the video.
Boleh. Okay, this is video production, the facility that we provide for UMS. This is MOOC for if it follow the 2021 punya MOOC. So if you have MOOC, the weightage is 1.1. Okay, so macam juga OER tadi, you have to submit in SMPTI for this. Okay, next. Boleh kita next to ini. This is the challenges lah, tapi the challenges is more on this, how you engage your students in an online situation. Next one. Next. Okay, next. I think this is the Carrington model. Maybe I don't know, the FKI mungkin sudah familiar with this, but actually because in our CLO PLO we state that if PLO 1 is knowledge, applying to Bloom's, whether you want to do remember, apply or analysis. So this will give you some suggestion what apps to use based on your CLO. Okay, next. Next. That's why we ask you to come to PEP, because there's a sign there, learning design first, technology second. So it's not because of we have to try every apps that available just nowadays like ChatGPT, but it should comply atau sesuai dengan your CLO. Okay, so next. This is a Telcop UMS to Edu Admire, where pencara lecturer at UMS share their practice in teaching and learning. Next, next one. We have a student guidebook. Actually, the online is only the 3rd edition. The 4th edition belum lagi online because there's a changes bila kita mau guna ITEL. Next one. Next. This is one of a policy paper produced by UMS with dengan kerjasama other universities. The inclusive OER. This is for those yang handicapped person or students, how do we prepare our materials for them. So next one, this is our guide publications under PEP that actually you can refer it in the PEP website. Next, and then actually if you have any problem, we have this what they say ever ready assistance. Actually you can WhatsApp, you can ask for admin LMS. And now we have Mr. Zul to help us to answer all your questions especially regarding your platform, your LMS platform. Next one. This is the ITEL launching. Ini boleh tengok di Facebook lah nanti. Kita next saja. Habis dah. So that is the introduction for PEP. Actually, what we want to say that we can do our work with the support from the faculty. Because it's not our KPI, the KPI is together, kita bersama. So next, brief, saya rasa brief kan?
Yeah, very
brief explanation on MOOC, Miss Eugenia. ITEL tu nanti after Eugenia. Itu nanti akan banyak masa.
Okay, so I'm Eugenia. I'm in charge of MOOC. If you would like to apply MOOC, you can just ask me straight away, or you can also refer to Zul because he's doing the platform. He's preparing the platform for you, but we have to go through some procedure. Okay, so let's start off with the content. Okay, so how do you need to create MOOC and what makes your course a MOOC? Okay, let's go there. Next. All right. So this I'm going to tell you step by step on how do you need to produce your MOOC. Okay, next. Okay, so first of all, we need a landing page, which is what we call laman promosi. We refer to Putra MOOC to create our own MOOC because our server, okay, Putra MOOC is parked under open learning. Okay, so we are going to park in our own UMS server itself. So we won't be paying outside website to have our MOOC. So we need to promote our MOOC by having all these. So first of all, we will need your course synopsis to be in, your learning outcome, and duration of your MOOC should be minimum 4 weeks, or what we call 4 topics, and maximum 14. So the level would be beginner, intermediate, advanced. It's up to you how you want to put your MOOC in. Usually we would go for beginner first, then go to intermediate, then advanced. And fee for now, since it's still internal, then it's free of charge for our students. Okay, so image of the course, so you can just go through creativecommons.org to get some image that has something related to the field that you are teaching for this course, the MOOC course that you are going to offer. Okay, so that is for the landing page. So you can go and browse through Putra MOOC, and it will be similar to ours later on. So yeah, this is you go on your own, yeah? So very brief. Next. Okay, so the main page, definitely when you go into the course, just similar like ITEL, like Smart V3, the first week or the first part, you should have some greetings. For example, it can be in the form of video, it can be in a form of written form or image, saying that you are, looking forward to meet your students, yeah. Okay, and then you will need to provide your lecturer's information. Okay, how do you need to go about it? You can put in a GIF form, okay, moving slides, okay, it's up to you. So teaching schedule also, if you have some kind of face-to-face interaction with the students, you can just put there which days you are available to do so, okay. So introduction video of the course that you are going to teach for that MOOC course. And ice breaking, again, it can be in a session or face-to-face session where you use Google Meet, or it can be in a form of Padlet or forum, okay, up to you again. So that is for the main page, and let's go to the content. So the content, topics, okay. The topics, again, I told you just now already, I think we should just, next. So the content, okay, similar to, I think, PTG, later on you'll be hearing the same thing. So in 1 week or one topic, you will need to have at least one minimum original video that is created by you, okay. So this video should be in 3 to 4 minutes time, okay. This video should be in 3 to 4 minutes time, okay, for each week or topic. And towards the end of the video, you should have your information as a presenter, or your colleague who is developing that MOOC together with you. So you need to at least acknowledge that towards the end of your video. So when you create your MOOC, make sure there's no sensitive issues on politics, religions, or racist remarks. By doing so, we can also put disclaimer alert in any part of the MOOC, okay? It can be put at the end or at the beginning of your MOOC course. So the featured work should have Creative Commons license. Okay, I'm sure you are familiar with it, Creative Commons license. It was, I think, briefed by Dr. Kenneth since 2018, I think, Creative Commons, okay? So that one, next. So activity, so we have 4 topics and 4 weeks to have when we want to open MOOC. So definitely a minimum of 4 activities. So 1 original video in 1 week, 1 activity in 1 week, and 1 assignment for 1 week. Okay, so at least we need to have all these 3 in that particular week. So you can go more than that. Okay, you can go, you can have 2 activities, it's up to you. Okay, so don't go for more than 4. I think it's too much already. Okay, so next. So extra reading and reference and acknowledgement. So in our checklist, if you have these extra reading, reference, acknowledgement, you will gain more points so that your MOOC can be published. Okay, because we have rubrics. Okay, because your reviewer will check or take how many extra reading do you have in your MOOC. Okay, how did you acknowledge
I'm
your
not sure I understand.
give your reference, okay, in that your course, okay, they will have they will tick that particular part, and you will need that to have your MOOC to be published. Okay, all right, next. Okay, before we go to Creative Commons, do you have any questions? Okay, all right. So let's go to Creative Commons. Okay, so Creative Commons, just like similar to what we have presented before in our roadshow, the first icon would be that compulsory, which is the person you have to attribute. This is compulsory, okay, must always credit me. So CC BY is usually used for free license, okay. So if you see the $ and stroke, okay, so use it but don't make money out of it, okay. If you see the equal symbol, you cannot change anything. The work is mine, no changes, but you can use it. You can adopt, but do not adapt, okay. So the last symbol, you need to share my material with the same license, but you can change the content, but the license you cannot change, okay. All right, so let's go to the next one. So usually we will encourage lecturers to use the top 3 symbol, okay, the top 3, which is CC, okay, public domain, and CCBY and CCBY share alike, okay, that 3, because you can copy, you can adapt, and you can even sell it, okay. Sell, they want people to sell, yeah, okay, you allow people to sell your work, okay. And then the 4th and 5th license, okay, you don't allow them to sell, but they can do some changes, they can also adopt, but they cannot sell your work, okay, cannot monetize. All right, so the last one, the red color and the yellow color, we don't encourage that to be put in MOOC or OER, no, okay. Anything that cannot be changed, anything that cannot be cannot be changed, cannot be shared, yeah, those are the things that we don't encourage to be put in MOOC. Even our ITEL, I think, yeah, even ITEL, we don't have that, don't need to have this. Only these 5, okay, the top 5 that we allow you to use in MOOC and OER, okay. So make sure when you create your material, your PPT, have this license put, okay, have this license so that you can protect your work, okay. All right, I think that's it from me. Yeah, so let's go to the next presenter that's going to talk about ITEL.
Before we go to the
ITEL
part, I think most of the lecturers over here don't really differentiate between what we are using now in the Smart 3 compared to the MOOC. That is the reason why I also felt approached them to submit into the MOOC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
because we have the Smart version 3 of this, and we upload everything over there. So what makes it different compared to the MOOC?
Okay, so MOOC is not something that whatever we are teaching here, you cannot put in MOOC. You can take small topic, subtopic, and put it as MOOC. Yeah. Don't take your course, your full course, to be part of MOOC. Don't. Maybe you can actually supplement. Maybe you think, oh, this topic is too big, so maybe I want to separate it. So ask your students to go to MOOC and do something there. Then only it can supplement or support. Yeah.
And then the second point or second concern for the lecturers would be how to manage the MOOC. Because after we have created the MOOC, are we going to manage them from time to time or just pop everything there and then?
Yeah, That's what Dr. Kenneth been mentioned when we did our roadshow previously. Do not, MOOC is something that lessen your burden. So make quizzes or activities that you don't need to go in and monitor all the time. Yeah. So for example, quiz, you do it as MCQ. Don't do essay form. Some sort of things like that.
So meaning that we still have to maintain the assessment in MOOC and also in Smart version 3. So it's like that, maintain. So it's a two different, because in MOOC also we have
MOOC is not, how do you say, MOOC
The
is
activity
KPI
is-
for,
the activities, it doesn't refer
it
to
can be
assessment.
outside activity from the website.
Okay.
you
Is it
ask
some
them-
sort of assessment also?
No. You don't need to put it as your student's assessment.
So any activity at least minimum 4.
As long as they understand the topic that you are doing. Just to supplement, to support. You want your students to understand the topic for that week. Okay, maybe it's too much, okay, to do in class. Maybe you can do something outside. Something like
Can
that.
you say like, as you mentioned, supplementary activity, right?
Yeah.
So meaning that if it's the same course, but then only certain topics, so meaning that the notes should be originally written by us. Is it? We cannot take from textbook or
You
anything.
can additional materials, but you need to cite your sources. Additional materials, but the video it can be.
So the
a couple of
content, can
videos.
we take it from the textbook, or we need
Textbook,
to
no.
phrase anything, or put it in reference? No.
Textbook, no.
So basically, we need to
Yes.
recreate that.
Yes. Or maybe you can present your points in a form of video, okay? But yeah, definitely not from textbook.
So the third one, the maintenance would be under the lectures and stuff, and update from them.
You don't need to update unless you change your course. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, that brings to another question. What about the durations? We open it for all over the year, or we have to fix
It's open anytime, flexibility given to all.
Then how are we going to set the duration for the quizzes? We
Quizzes?
just open every
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
If the students want to attend, then
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Only the date, when do you need to start your MOOC, then it's open for the entire year.
Okay.
Yeah.
DDA, I jump, you jump. DDA. Ya, boleh lah, saya proses.
Okay. Should we move to ITEL?
Okay, so thank you so much. So we move on to ITEL. So as this is just a roadshow, so I will just touch on the ITEL and its implementation, just a briefly. So actually, ITEL is something that is replacing Smart version 3. So that is the thing. And we have to understand that in Smart UMS, we are using 1732, and in ITEL there is no 1732, but we are using 40-40-20 according to the percentage based on the SLT, student learning time. 40-40-20 is on the percentage, no more 1732. But there is an exception for that lah, which later will be explained by Puan Talmi. Right, so a little bit on this, how we could engage our student in using the education technology in PTG or substitute blended learning. The reason why we are promoting this is because we need more participation from the student. So if your student do not participate, I mean, if your Smart UMS before this has a very low participation, but now we are moving toward how to increase their participation in ITEL. So we need that numbers. We need that participation. We need their engagement. So the question is how to do that, right? So we have came up with a few ideas here how it could help our students. Move on. So can you ini gunakan PowerPoint slide? Boleh tak? Okay, right. So there are three components, three important components in implementing ITEL: digital content, teaching and learning activities, and e-assessment. So these three components are very important, and this is how we supposed to help our students participate more and increase their engagement. Let's say in the digital content, what is required in our digital content is there are four things that we have to pay attention to: engaging student participation, sustainable, meaning to say the learning material that we are putting in has to be CLO based. It has to be cohesive and interactive. So there is another element that we are doing 1, 2, and 3. We are trying engaging our student. We are making our lesson sustainable, and we are of course cohesive lesson. But we forgot about interactive element in our teaching and learning. So that is where we need to increase or do more exercise on that. Right. So next, on the TNL activity, there are 6 elements here that we have to pay attention to. We need to make sure that it's not really clear there. Okay, match with the objective, match with the content. We need to increase the understanding, student understanding of the topic, and we have to make sure that it is interesting and fun. And there are ada 2 more. Fulfill the learners' diversities and increase the learners' participation. Right, I will touch more on learners' diversity later when we go really into the ITEL. Right, next, e-assessment. So in e-assessment, there are about 5 elements that we have to cater. Select the various types of assessment tools. Mungkin boleh besar sikit kot. Okay. And then apply the assessment method to measure the learner's performance. Actually, we are doing all these things. Apply assessment method, assessment tool in our module and rubric. A few of us did not, all this while we forgot to display our rubric in our Smart EMS. We need to do that. We need to show, we need to tell the students that these are your rubrics. Assignment 1, Assignment 2, Assignment 3, for example. They need to know their rubrics. They need to know where their marks came from. They need to know, oh, I got 10 out of 25. Why did I got 10? So they need to know. Okay, so we have to tell them, we have to show them the rubric, so that is the only way that we could help them to achieve what that we want them to achieve. Right. So and of course we have to monitor their performance. That is a definite yes. Okay, so we move on to the next slide. Okay, so this is one thing that I would suggest everyone to go to. You can just Google Alan Carrington, and in Alan Carrington, this chart will help you to identify or suggest to you what are the action verbs, what are the activities, and what are the apps that you can use for certain CLO. For example, remember and understand. So maybe recognize thing, identify. Activity, you can use blog journaling, you can use social networking, Google search, and the apps that can you use is maybe Twitter and all those things. So this can be easily accessed from just type Alan, ALL, Carrington. Okay, so we have it all there. Okay, so this will help us to use the apps even better. So next is this is what I suppose that most of us are waiting for. So how to use the ITF platform as the PTG. So what we have here for you is a percentage distribution based on PTG 40-40-20. Senate has approved 30% up to 79% implementations of PTG. It will cover by Puan Sami later, but most of the faculty will go between 30, 40 or 50. My faculty, FPP, we are stick with 30, but we allow 40 and 50 upon approval from dekan approval. That is only given to those lecturer with berjawatan. Right. So this one, I know that some of the courses here have 4 credit hours. Do you have 2 credit hours here? Do you have all 3 credit hours? Okay, that's wonderful. So you have 2 and 3 credit hours. Right. So we have there, for example, let's go to 30%. Okay, let's use 30% because that is the compulsory. We have to comply with the 30%. Right, 3 credit hours, a course, 30% PTG. So there are 3 inputs that we have to understand. We have learning material, we have learning activity, and we have e-assessment as I have shown earlier. So for 30% PTG, you are required to have it 4 weeks. 4 weeks implementation of PTG, meaning to say you can choose any 4 weeks out of the 14 weeks that we have throughout the semesters. Any week, but you need to plan your PTG weeks very well. Okay, so you probably plan it before the Raya 1 PTG and after the Raya 1 PTG, 1 for conference and 1 for holiday with the family during the school holiday. So there you go, 4 PTG. What is meant by 4 PTG is you don't have to be in class. It's 100% online. There is no physical contact. Don't worry, it has been approved by the Senate. Okay, you can do that only 4 times minimum. But if you have jawatan, you can go to 40% or 50%. That is under the kedekanan decision letter. So we cannot say we can impose on that. Right. So we go to the next one, please. So this is what we are going to do if we have 30% T credit hours. 40-40-20 there is equal to 14 hours and 8 hours for learning material, learning activity, and learning assessment, e-assessment. So that is equal to 36 hours of SRT 4 weeks out of 14 weeks. Okay, so we have come up with a suggestion how it can be implemented. Right, next slide is how I will show you. Let's say this is 30% PTG for 3 credit hours courses equal to 36 hours SLT. Let's look at PTG1. Zoom, boleh zoom? PTG1. So in PTG1, I have PTG1 there. I have 1 learning material, I have 1 learning activity, I have 1 e-assessment. Okay, that matters because that is the minimum requirement. You must have 1 learning material, at least 1 learning material, one learning activity and one e-assessment. Okay, PTG 1. So you can repeat this for the next 3 times, for the next 3 PTGs. Okay, but you need to include, you need to indicate in your ITEL, this is PTG. And you have to tell your student, this is PTG. And you need to indicate that PTG in your table 4 as well. Table 4 need to be endorsed by the program. Okay, so meaning that is why I said you need to plan that very well in the very beginning before it been brought up to the pembelajaran gantian. It's not petang.
Petang 1, petang 2.
Petang 1, petang 2 dan petang 3. Okay, it's a substitute blended learning. Okay, it substitute us. Okay, it's not support, actually it's substitutions, not support. Right, so what I can recommend or suggest is for learning material, you can use video, but please make sure that your video maximum 10 minutes. 10 minutes video. Cannot be more than 10 minutes, because 10 minutes is equal to 1 hour. Okay, so if you have 3 minutes, is the best. So far, the fact is, if we are watching 10 minutes video, we tend to forward. So the student will do the same thing. Okay, and other than that, you can include your lecture notes. You can include your maybe one extended reading material. Right, when it's come to extended reading material, please be a little bit aware about this, because when what we understand as standard reading materials mean journal articles. We give 3 journal articles. One journal article is about 8, 10, 15 pages. So they have to read like 45 pages. And some of the element in the article, they don't even know how to interpret or read all those tables. So don't do that. So I would prefer to turn that into a summarized version, or turn it into a more simpler version, like infographic or just poster. Okay, that will be more meaningful, and it will benefit them, and we know that they will get what we want them to get. Okay, right. So the same thing goes to PTG 2, 3, and 4. Okay, as I have mentioned earlier, you can choose any week from week 1 until week 14, as long as you plan it very well, put it in your table 4, endorse it in the program. The DAA will, yes, go ahead with this one. You are okay. Remember, your table 4 will be audited by the ISO, MQA, and all those things.
Is that compulsory to have PTG?
Yes.
When is this starting?
Actually, we are not changing the table 4. It is still the table 4. Our teaching and learning is still the same. We are doing the very same. Only in terms of how do you change the 1732 to 40-40-20. So I will show you how to do it actually. Next, Zul, kita skip. The agenda of my... ini boleh pegang kan ni? Touchscreen kan ni? Tidak. Sebab saya tekan tadi terus berubah. What are the changes of PTG in Malaysia? Saya pegang tadi terus ubah. How to design as PTG, and then what is the simulation. I will show how I do it in my table 4. Next, Dul. And then we are not speaking out of thin air. We are based on this playbook pengajaran and pembelajaran dalam talian. It is 130 pages, but for PTG you only have to read the chapter 1 1.5. And this one is the garis panduan for PTG for the whole Malaysia. So don't follow their table 4, sebab every university have different table 4. So we only follow yang UMS punya table 4. Nanti later I will show you. Next, this is the chronology of PTG in Malaysia. started in 2014. The banker that I attended is 2018. During the banker, then I was asked whether UMS is ready to adopt PTG, and I said no. 2018 kita baru belajar the mantra of 1732, and the university will get angry to me kalau baru belajar terus tukar. So 2008 now is already 2023 after 5 years, because based on our data just now, we are almost getting to 100 of the blended learning 1732, right? So the awareness is there. So how to make it better? So from the MIPTA meeting, they said we have to focus on the quality, not on the quantity. So that's why we are moving to PTG. Next, Zul, tekan dah. This is the formula now, 1732. Actually, there's another formula, but we skip this one. Now we are going for this, 40-40-20. How to, and why blended learning for PTG? 172 is actually is only a supportive one. Supportive one, physical, in person, real time. And then if you cannot do the lecture, you have to replace it to another time. And in UMS, I try to find any circular or garis panduan saying that we can replace our class, but there's none. Bila masa audit hari itu in MQA, tidak jumpa. So now in the new PTG, because we have a garis panduan for it, we stated that if you want to do a substitute, you can. If you do PTG, it can be a substitute for your class. So. But actually the nature of the class should be the same as the one that you do in physical. That's why when you deliver your lecture, there should be a engagement with student, and then you ask the student that, so your PTG should have those elements: the learning materials, the engagement, then the assessment. Okay, next tick. This is the definition of blended learning. Blended learning refers to combination of online learning and face-to-face learning with 30% to 79% of content, activities, and assessment conducted online, either supporting or replacing. Supporting is the 1732, and now we are migrating to 40-40-20. Next. Okay. Ini tidak betul nih. Turun. Tidak mau nih. Ini gambar-gambar aja nih. Kita pergi sini terus. Oke. Tadi Din tanya tadi, macam mana kita dapat 40-40-20 itu dari mana? So, before this kita punya the 30% of online learning is based on our weekly face-to-face with student. So 3 hours per week times to 40 hours, 14 weeks, dia jadi 42 jam. So 30% from 42 jam is 13 jam. So 13 jam is 1 plus 7 plus 3 plus 2. That is during the 1732 era. But now this is based on, PTG is based on your SLT. The only thing that we find SLT is in our table 4, right? So if we choose 30% to be online, so 30% from 120 credit hours is 36 hours. So from the 36 hours, it should include 14 hours of materials, 14 hours of student engagement, and 8 hours of assessment. So it should be shown in the table 4. So untuk lulus to achieve the PTG, this is the formula lah. Actually, kalau kita kira peratus, dia bukan. Kalau based on 40% daripada 36, this should be 14.3, apa? 14.4, 7.2. Tapi kita bulatkan dia jadi 14.8. Okay? So to do this, minimum class that you can for 30% is 4 weeks. Okay, so you try with your course whether you can achieve it this or not. Sebab we understand you are the subject matter of the course. You have your own lab. So if you didn't achieve the PTG, automatically your class will be regarded as PTS, the 1732. So there's no more lulus gagal. It's either you are in the PTG or you're still in the 1732. And there will be an exception there actually. Because I remember FKI, we provide exception for certain courses. The faculty only have to write to PEP and give justification why the course should be exemption. Okay. This is for 3 credit hours. So this is only the formula. In your PTG should be material 14, activity 14, assessment 8 hours. Next zone, if you have 2 credit hours, this is the formula. 10 hours material, 10 hours activity, and 4 hours assessment. If you have 4 credit hours, this is the table that we will give to every faculty after we finish the roadshow, because some faculty also have 1 hour. There's one faculty have 6 hours and ada yang 8 hours. So I have to prepare the table for them as well. Okay. It look like in the new one, tapi paling bagus tunjukkan saya punya table 4. Sini daripada form. Ini macam biasa, this as usual. We have our PLO, CLO1 semua tu kan. So you just fill in this one. The thing that you have to change in terms of the hours is here in the teaching and learning. What I did was I choose 4 topics that I want to do online to replace, because maybe I want to take a break, saya mau bercuti ke Indonesia or whatever. So I choose 4 topics. So I choose topic on management of OSH, risk management, accident compensation, and current issues to be handled in online version. So after I put it 4 lectures synchronous, I put in the because I want to give the materials to read, just put the number there. Kasih turun Zul. Okay. 8 plus 11, ya kah? Dia jadi 19 kan? Jadi 19. This is the material, 19. Dia jadi 19 hours. Terus naik atas. This part is the activities in the table 4. So I put all the numbers here. Naik turun bawah. It equals to 19.2. Same lah di sini. And then last time di punya table 4, this one is independent learning nih. Turun naik. Last time independent learning kunci by PPKA, but we request for PPKA to release the kunci so you can put your independent learning yourself. Okay? This one independent learning. Yang last time punya kunci nih. So okay, the assessment. Zul tengok ya assessment. Balik ke PTL plan. Because the suggested for teaching and learning is 84 hours. Okay. So in the assessment is 36 hours if I'm not mistaken. So because this is all already online, so I just put it 2 here, and this one 7.2, it equals to 9. So whatever I have been filled in it will be shown in this part. SLT summary. It's difficult to do this because terlebih ni. This is terlebih. But if both based on the peratus, dia hampir mencapai. So the minimum is 36 here. 36 here. Sebab it depends on our courses. You know what are you doing. Don't change the way you're teaching for this. You just put inside. You just transfer your table 4 yang dulu to the new one, and you look whether you can achieve the PTG or not. It depends on you because you know about your subjects. You know about the subject. So if this is 36, and then this will be, I think 39 something. So we wouldn't have the ideal yang 36 sini dan sini pun 40, 19. Why? Sebab di bahagian assessment tu, dia punya independent learning masih dikunci. So dia akan ada perpuluhan. 1 hours is equal to 3.6 hours macam tu.
juga nanti bukan ada deadline, cuma kita determine independent learning pun.
Itulah dalam online learning kalau PTJ, independent learning tu sudah termasuk bila dia buat asynchronous. When we do asynchronous, sepatutnya.
Bukan online teknologi mediated synchronous. Ini online teknologi asynchronous. Tapi yang ini maknanya you buat lecture dalam online kan?
Ini saya ada synchronous live class.
Kalau saya mau synchronous kan habis online kan buat asynchronous terus boleh kan?
Boleh? So in PTGIs, you can do whether asynchronous or synchronous. Yes. So ada orang boleh buat, dia tidak mau buat synchronous sebab I'm aware saya tidak mau buat lecture, kan? So saya buat pull all together here. Bila kita bagi minimum satu bahan sahaja, it's not enough actually untuk cover the subject. So actually the lecturer yang have to put the material yang enough to cover the topics. But so this is activities.
Activities tu macam mana kita determine dia punya SLT tu? Macam mana kita tahu dia 1/4, 3/4? Itu jika kan 3/4. Macam mana kita determine?
Itu yang sebenarnya kan bila kita tengok based on kita tahu apa aktiviti itu ambil masa ataupun tidak. So it based on the lecturer actually. Kadang-kadang actually perbincangan itu mungkin kalau dia hanya sekadar perbincangan online, dia sepatutnya lebih rendah daripada itu. So based on what activity are you using for that? So dia balik pada lecturer sebenarnya. So far kejap. Kalau MQA satu pertemuan dia mesti juga independent learning tu satu. Itu syarat dia. Ini contoh saja. Sebenarnya dia doesn't reflect yang sekarang juga. Sebab itu yang ini contoh how you try to adjust your current courses to this. As long as you capai yang 36 jam tu ataupun you capai the 40-40-20 proportion itu. Either tu. Dia memang sebab we are being flexible in that. Cuma yang inilah bila kita table 4, this is our plan actually. This is our plan. But nanti of course lah auditor akan tanya how do you determine the 3 hours macam itu kan. So far saya tidak jumpa di PPKA, saya tidak jumpa. But actually saya jumpa di universiti lain. Macam assessment e-PM dia akan kira satu assessment equal to 0.5 hours.
Sometimes dia mau kalau assignment kan dia mau words.
Ya, betul. Ada.
Dia pakai SLE dia punya percentage.
Ya lah, maksudnya selesai kita dia mau words.
Yes. Dia ada carries worth. Activities ni memang tidak nampak. Saya memang cari doktor. Memang saya jumpa.
Activities tu dia tapi yang
Ya. Yes. Activities itu memang saya pun mencari doktor. Kalau saya jumpa saya akan share. Tapi kalau saya jumpa dan saya tengok ada panduan daripada universiti lain, sebab saya rujuk UTM dengan UPM dengan UTM, dia still tidak ada yang untuk aktiviti itu macam mana berapa jam. But if there is, maka kita perlu dalam addendum untuk garis panduan kita letak. Sebab untuk assessment ya 1,000 perkataan dia begini. 84 yang sini. Kejap. Naik Zul. Nina. Dia wajib 84 kan? It's supposed to be. Ya. Yeah. So if that's why itu yang sebenarnya kita tergantung in terms of activity. Saya memang mencari di mana references, but so far yang saya jumpa hanya materials dengan, nah dia mesti 84. Saya suka selalu design. Tapi itu dia nanti ini even MQA punya arrangement pun yang 1 for 1, 1 jam pertemuan sama dengan 1 jam independent learning kan dalam MQA. Bila saya refer kepada PPKBS, because table 4 is memang dorang punya, so I only have to explain how it used, but jawab respon dia adalah itu adalah berlaku sebelum ada online learning. Sekarang online learning itu sudah tidak terpakai, but when there is no source, kan, sumber kuasa, that's a problem. That's a problem. That's why we don't want to be rigid. So macam dekan dan timbalan dekan, now whether you want to, yang penting whether you want to achieve the PTG or PTS is up to the faculty. The prerogative is yours. Maybe you only have 100, berapa courses ni dalam sini, lebih kurang 100 lah. Maybe hanya 10 sahaja yang boleh PTG. So we understand. You just write in and tell PEP that for FKI we only have 10 courses that can achieve the PTJ. The others memang banyak hands on semua tu. Yes, it falls under PTS. So 1732. Because our report to the ministry will be how many courses is under the PTS, how many courses is under PTJ. It's all that. Dia tidak no more yang if you don't achieve gagal. No, it's janganlah mesusahkan. Janganlah. We are going to kalau saya lah doktor, we are going to flexible education. It's not for the student also to be flexible, tapi kita lecturer should be flexible as well. And we are the master of our courses. We know sama ada ini ngam online ataupun tidak. But sometimes I agree with you. Kita ada kawan yang kreatif. Saya boleh buat sampai 79%. So the control is within the faculty. The control is di table 4 tu lah. So if you want to know whether dia buat lebih atau tidak, what the support that we can do is only dalam melalui inilah di ITEL sajalah bila dia letak. Yes.
Assessment dalam PTG itu, adakah dia termasuk yang assessment yang di bawah tadi? Yang level 4, yang bagian assessment?
Tidak diwajibkan yang so far sekarang ni belum diwajibkan.
So dia maksudnya dimasuk dalam teaching punya.
Yes. Dia kan dia boleh formative. Sebab mungkin exam kita semua mesti dia mau juga face to face. So dia tidak akan masuk di dalam online punya. Yes. Yes. Okey kan Dr. saya ni?
Boleh saya bantu kalau mau senang kasih saya.
Yes. Apa aktiviti? Yes, betul. Ya, Sat. Tidaklah, kesianlah pada orang for those yang terbuat. Yes, betul.
Kalau ikutkan yang PTG itu yang 14 apa yang 4 PTG itu 14 gitu kan. Setiap kata kalau kita bagi kan jadi 3.5 hours saja.
Tapi sekarang ni aktiviti tu kita tidak ada guideline how many hours for activity ini. Itu saja kita cuba cari.
Tidak ada. Mengatakan you have to comply with 2 hours atau 3.5 hours. Tidak ada.
Dapat kita PEP will try for it, Prof. Jadi senang mau argue dalam fakulti yang sebenarnya based on this kita patutnya tidak boleh, mungkin dia akan buat aktiviti jadi 8 jam. Apa aktiviti 8 jam kan? Nah, it depends on, and then you have to justify if you do 8 jam punya asynchronous, what it is kan?
Dalamnya SLP yang PPK itu kan, Dia ada satu kolom kan kira dia punya email.
Ada tadi, ada deh. Ada automatic dikira.
So tadi kalau berdasarkan perkiraan saya, ini berdasarkan 3 jam punya subjek, 3 jam kredit punya subjek, 12 topik sahaja. Saya kira-kira nyawa ikan. Maksudnya kalau sekarang itu dia kata ages, cuma out sudah, ODL sudah.
Kalau ODL tak boleh lah. Kita UMS belum ada ODL lagi.
Iya, karena ada ages.
Masa macam ada yang certain proses dia 12 minggu je atau gitu.
Itu sebenarnya ini dari PPKN ni yang mesti 14 minggu ke 10 minggu kan. So I think it depends on the
Ini masalah dia tu. Maksudnya kalau dia punya kos, dia punya konten tu, dia kata ada kontennya katakan ada 12 ya kan. Kalau pandai-pandai lah dapat konten tu, kalau sampai pada 14. Dan satu lagi, selalunya kita ambil satu tu kan,
If is
konten
3
tu pada kita letak yang untuk test tu, kita punya midterm tu.
Tapi itu tak boleh.
Macam begitu.
Assessment. Lebih bawah.
Oh, iya konten itu kita pandai-pandai kalau kita pandai lah.
Ya, itulah orang boleh pandai-pandai tu buat untuk table 4 ni dari dulu sudah kita pandai-pandai aja isi. Tak tahu kenapa. Tapi yes. Itu.
Yang berlaku selalu begitu.
Itu biasa berlaku. Betul. Ya betul. Kalau 12 kalau 10 kalau boleh Pak.
2 jam kredit tidak boleh ya kalau FKI.
2 jam kredit coba kita tengok table tu tadi.
26 jam ya saya.
Kejap. Dia macam dia jadi 10 something tu. Coba kata. Ni 10 4 dia jadi. Dia different. Dia ikut weightage. Dia gitu. Sebab 1732 dia one size fits all. Dia 2 hours ke 1 hour 6 credit hours, they still 1732 kan. Now they based on your credit hours. I think they clear the minds lah of PTG kan. Pelaksanaan maybe that's why okay. Saya mau suruh si Dr. Ching bertanya tadi. Apa kita punya janji tadi doktor? Okay. Because the issue of Dr. James kata it's not fair kita paksa orang buat this one untuk next semester. FSMP dia sudah ada plums lagi this coming Saturday. Luckily this morning when they do during our dengan FSMP benda yang sama ditanya, and then from Profong punya ni maybe untuk next semester kita just try saja this PTG dalam kerja table 4. So lulus gagal tu tidak dikira lagi, you just try with your courses, try. Dia macam proses awareness. But yang the new session nanti, you must use this one. So at least you have time to prepare your lesson plan. Sebab new session. At least sebab saya Prof tanya saya boleh buat ke tidak. Of course Prof I can do it because I've been using this, trying this all since tahun bila. But for those yang baru dengar hari ini, and you have to ask them to prepare for another 4 weeks. Nanti your lesson plan tu tidak cantik. You cannot. You just main masuk saja just for the sake of lulus. So we give you ample time for 1 semester. Nanti there will be nanti ada letter lah to inform about this. Yeah, actually it's supposed to be. It makes life easier. Yang kita memang sekarang betul-betul kalau mau buat pun 4 kali ya, jangan lebih sampai 6 kali. At least we know 4 kali we can be aware buat research whatever lah. But make sure to make sure dia punya quality ada. Sama juga masa kita mengajar, we want to know the student faham ke tidak. Dalam kelas kita boleh tanya soalan kan, but when in online kita tidak ada face to face dengan dia orang. So the engagement of activity itu boleh jadi indicator whether they really actually read our material, watch the videos, and then if you want quiz lagi, you know dia tahu atau tidak. Usually what I do, kalau begitu, saya tahu dorang ni tidak tahu what is risk, what is hazard. So the next lecture, saya akan tanya balik and then I will explain to them. So it become an indicator for you if you do your lecture online for PTG, make sure ada material. Ask the student to engage in the material, watch video activities, and ask them simple quiz. So you know the understanding of the topics that we have been doing online. Mau pergi yang biru. Okay, ini yang paling best. So kalau ada soalan lagi, maybe I think boleh macam timbalan dekan, you can just simply ask me lah. WhatsApp, you know my number kan, you just message me everything. Because this is new, of course banyak issue. That's why we are giving flexibility to you. If you can achieve PTG, is good. But if you know pusing keliling macam mana pun, you cannot achieve the PTG, you will go under the 173. Itulah saya sudah buat. That's why I know I can do or not. Before this, independent learning tu kena kunci, saya memang tidak boleh buat. Saya macam mau menangis tu sebab saya tidak pandai tukar dia, saya tidak boleh hack dia punya formula. Okay, I think that's all. Thank you very much for your attention. I really love the Q&A because actually it shows that you understand what I'm saying, and then actually all the suggestion will be used to make PEP better, and then itulah to make life easier. PTG. Mungkin because it jump out terus pergi. Yeah, that's why we have to explain the why we want to change tu. Actually, kan? Okay saja tu. Okay, habis.